James Helder, IFL TV, MTK Global. With me, I've got three-time world title challenger Paul Smith Jr. Firstly, great to see you, Paul. How are you keeping?
I'm all right, mate. You?
Good. I'm very well.
Good.
Talk to me a little bit about what's going on. We've just arrived. We've seen that Jürgen Bremer's pulled out against Callum Smith, your brother, for the World Boxing Super Series semi-final. Can you tell us a little bit about what's been going on?
It's obviously disappointing. I'm sure Jürgen Bremer's really disappointed as well. You know, we believe it's genuine, and it's unfortunate when fighters have to pull out with injury, but it happens. You know, illness and injuries, especially this time of year, getting the flu is not really uncommon, so it happens. And you know, Callum has to try and be professional now and deal with the new opponent.
Does it affect the way Callum's prepared? Obviously, he's prepared for Jürgen Bremer, and no doubt him and Joe Gallagher have done that diligently. Does this affect the preparation and everything that's gone in so far to the camp?
Yeah, it does, but on the other hand, it doesn't. You know, he's very professional, Callum. Arguably, this isn't as good an opponent as Jürgen Bremer, but obviously Callum's going to try and put him up there on a pedestal as if he's going to be the best fighter in the world. He's getting in the ring with, you know, he'll never underestimate anyone. He'll always overestimate them. Callum's a top amateur. He's a top class pro, world class pro. He's got to just stay professional and do a professional job. Professionalism is dealing with whatever opponent comes along and whatever change of styles come along as well.
What can you tell us about Nicky Holzgren that we may not be aware of, and the viewers may not be aware of?
Honestly, I've never seen anything about him. I'm not being ignorant of it. I've never heard of him. You know, he's big in kickboxing. I've read up on him this week. I've watched 3 of his fights now, and I know about him now. But I'd never heard of him before this. And I'm not disrespecting him saying that. He's from a different discipline, a different sport. He's come over to boxing. He's turned professional. He's not that tall compared to Callum, but who is compared to Callum? Obviously, you know, he's going to be fit. I believe he's heavy-handed, so it's a big potential banana skin. Obviously, I've got to say that, even though it's me, but you know, Callum's got to be very careful, and it's a massive opportunity for him, for the opponent, but it's also a massive step up. And I think when he sits down here today, he sees that WBC belt, he sees Callum next to him, Callum with his team around him, the media interest in it, and the magnitude of it. There's the arena just behind us, you know, through that glass window. I think it'll hit him today. I think it'll dawn on him today that this is the big time. You know, I have to look at it this way with Callum. If this was any of the champions stepping in at 4 days' notice to fight Callum, I'd be very confident. So someone who's not a world champion in this weight, I have to be even more confident with. But it's obviously a kid brother. It's obviously trying to be professional, and it's always better to overestimate them sometime, not to think about that too much.
If he is successful in his World Boxing Super Series semi-final, he will get the chance to face George Groves, someone that you know very well, having shared a ring with him at British level. What can you tell me about George Groves that I might not already know?
He's a nice lad. I think a lot of people don't know that because of the persona that he's had. But
he's
I think
very dry at times, George,
yeah,
isn't he?
I think he's a nice kid. I think in the beginning he was just probably trying too hard, and I think now he gets it. You know, I think becoming a father's probably helped him realise that as well. All this means absolutely nothing. You know, it's all bollocks, isn't it, the boxing? And the real thing that happens, and the real thing that matters in life is your family, and especially when you have a kid that's over Dawn's on. He had a little lad, and maybe now he's sort of grasping the real concept of life and what life is. You know, family matters, and the rest of it's just a job. It's a passion, it's your life, but it's also just a job. George Groves has come across great since he won the title. Dealt with Eubank relatively easily, I thought, which I expected and predicted from beforehand. I had a bet on to stop him, so I lost on that. But you know, I thought it was a one-sided fight. I predicted beforehand, you know, Eubank's very good up close if you let him, but if you get him on a jab at the end of a jab, and George Groves got one of the best jabs out there, he's easy to handle, and Groves done great, and he's done well. We're not thinking about Groves. Callum can't think about Groves. You know, we can as the team around him, his brothers, but Callum's just thinking about this fight Saturday. You know, the fact there is no final if you don't get past this. So Callum's, as I said in the start of the interview, being very professional, not thinking about the final, not thinking about George's shoulder, which I hope's okay. And he's just concentrating on the job Saturday.
Chris Eubank's defeat has taken a lot of the headlines. Do you think people should be more of praise for George Groves rather than criticism of Chris Eubank Jr.? Yeah,
but the way Eubank acts and he brings it all on himself, you know, he brings all this on himself, so you can't talk the way... Listen, with respect, it's his dad mostly. You know, the stuff his dad was saying before the fight with George Groves, tweeting him every day, talking about he's worried for George's health and all that. George was the bigger man than me, shaking his hands after the fight, because I wouldn't offer to tell him to go and fuck himself. You know, you can't. Him of all people should know this, and it frustrates me with Eubank Senior because I had so much respect for him growing up and so much admiration for him. And every time I've met him since, and every time I see him the way he is and the way he acts and the way he talks, he just loses it as you go by, and it's sort of knocking him off that pedestal that everyone has him on because of the way he's acting with his son. You know, I've seen a few of the videos doing the rounds where he's saying his son's going to be better than Mayweather. And I know what he's doing. He's just trying to build his son up, maybe take the pressure off his son. But who knows whether he's trying to actually take the limelight off his son as well. You know, your career's done. You had your career. You know, Nigel Benn's doing great with his kid. He doesn't even go to his fight sometimes. He leaves him too. He doesn't want to pressurise him. My lad started boxing now.
So
I don't go in the gym to watch him. I don't watch him because I don't want him having to look up the ring to see if I'm watching. I don't want any pressure on him. And I went in to watch a spar that he had the other day. And he's come on leaps and bounds. He's come on an absolute bomb because I haven't been watching him every day and noticing him. But you have to just let your kids get on with their own life and do their own thing and be their own people. You know, I don't think Senior did that with Junior, and I think every bit of it took away from the performance George Groves put. It was disciplined. It was relatively easy for him. You know, he didn't get out of second gear until the 6th round, I think.
do you think Chris Eubank Senior lost some credibility with his statements and the fact that it didn't pan out the way he predicted it would? Do you think people, do you live and die by your statements?
That's what I've just said though, James. He's lost credibility for me by the day since his son turned pro, by the way he's acted and the way he's been since his son turned pro. Now, it's a shame because I admired him so much when he was fighting. I didn't like him when he was fighting because I was a Ben fan, but I respected him and he was good and I used to love watching him and he was entertaining. And I went to watch him actually live in the G-Mex when he fought Mauro Galvano. And there was murder in the crowd after it was Steve Foster's fans and not McCracken fans, so it was a bit eventful.
Heard about that night.
It was eventful in the G-Mex, yeah.
Now, a lot of the headlines as well on Saturday regarded Prince Naseem Hamed. Great character, I mean, sort of a real treasure of British boxing and someone that we don't see enough of on our screens. What did you make of Prince Naseem's analysis of the fight?
I loved him. I thought it was a bit harsh, but I loved him. But also what you have to remember as a pundit, if you pick the loser before the fight and he wins, you have to tend to try and justify it a little bit. I picked Vladimir Klitschko to beat Tyson Fury. I just thought to myself, Tyson won't get the result over here. I didn't think he'd get the decision, and I thought it'd be a close fight. And it ended up a whitewash. He boxed great. You have to eat that humble pie after it. I like being wrong sometimes in boxing because it shows you that every one of us are human. So-called experts can be wrong, so-called professionals can be wrong. But Naz just went in, just zero fucks given, didn't he? He just give it to him. The stuff about him, he should retire. I don't agree with that as such, but when you're talking the way Eubank Senior is talking and Eubank Junior is talking, you know, you have to face the music, which they're doing so now. You know, it wouldn't have surprised me if he threw his name in there for this fight this week. Eubank, knowing full well that he couldn't do it because of the cup, but we said that, you know, he'll probably throw his name in the hat, and if Groves can't make the final, he'll be the first one on the phone to try and take the place in the final. But
is that right? Is that wrong as a fighter? He is in the opportunity that he's got to that stage. There's
been a lot of comparisons to Wimbledon with this tournament, and I've seen a statement from Kamosa or one of the Sauerlands, I'm not sure if it was Nissim Kala, saying Wimbledon goes on without Roger Federer, and it's a great statement and it's true. But also, if Roger Federer gets to the final against Nadal, Andy Murray got beat in the first round, Andy Murray shouldn't be allowed back in then. You know, I don't think so. Or if Andy Murray didn't even enter the tournament, I don't think he should be allowed in. But this is obviously boxing. How do you work it out? You know, in the amateur tournaments, the finalists just get to buy. But we don't want that, obviously. No one wants that if it's the final. We as fans want to see two top fighters fighting in the final of this great tournament, which it is.
We've seen Andy Lee deciding to call time on his career. Fantastic career Andy Lee's had thus far. What do you make of his decision?
I saw it late last night and I haven't tweeted him yet. I'll have to tweet today about him, and he's a lovely lad, Andy. Very good fighter, and he did it. He reached the top. He got the world title, and he's had a brilliant career. He's a lovely lad as well. I boxed in the same amateur shows as him, and I didn't get to fight with him as a pro, but on the same show. But he's a lovely lad, and he's done brilliant.
Paul Smith Jr., thank you very much for your time,
James. Thanks, mate.
Cheers. Thank you, sir.